you see it again. Those same numbers everywhere you look. Or you think of someone that you haven't spoken to in years and your phone rings. Most people would just shrug it off. But those moments when your inner world and the outside world click into perfect alignment, what if they're proof that life isn't random at all? I'm Joy Ophira, your host of The Future Lore, where we explore mystery with endless curiosity and joy. This episode might make you feel like you were supposed to hear it today, because what if those moments are signals in a coded language, an intelligent conversation that's operating all around us? Today, we're about to wade into the weirdness of synchronicity, so pay attention. A universal system might be in play, and it might be speaking directly to you.
In the future lore, we stand so bright. Mystery calls in the dark of night. Curiosity dances in our eyes. Joyful beacons under endless skies.
So, how do we begin to read these hidden messages? This unseen language uses symbols, echoing through myths and wisdom traditions as old as humanity itself across the globe. Ancient Greeks saw kairos, moments of opportune time where the divine intersects with the ordinary. Indigenous traditions viewed animal appearances as powerful messages from spirit guides. Eastern philosophies described a dynamic interplay of forces where events are deeply connected aspects of a larger whole. Across cultures, despite different names and interpretations, the experience of meaningful alignment with the outer world mirroring an inner state, it appears universal. And you have likely felt it. You notice the clock at 11:11, right when you're about to make a pivotal decision, or a red cardinal appears moments after thinking of a loved one who has passed. And these moments aren't just statistically improbable. Their uncanny timing carries meaning for your life. Thinking about a career change and your job title might appear impossibly in a book you're reading. Feeling alone? Maybe a song with encouraging lyrics plays, and it feels like it's just for you. These moments hint at connections that feel beyond chance. And guidance can arrive in myriad ways. It's as if reality is just leaving you a trail of perfectly timed breadcrumbs. Even sleep holds clues. Vivid dreams can preview symbols or scenarios that might play out days later. You wake up with a strong feeling of knowing something important was just conveyed. Like, imagine dreaming of a blue butterfly before a major job interview. The next day, the interviewer wears a blue butterfly pin, mentioning their passion for butterfly art. Coincidence? You might feel that undeniable hit, like a recognition that's beyond chance, a sign that this path was meant for you. And sometimes these alignments pile up, like you think of an old friend, then you hear their favorite song and find a lost object of theirs in your house, all in one afternoon. It makes it feel less like isolated events and more like you're participating in a responsive dialogue with reality. And if this intelligent conversation is happening, why do some notice while others don't? Well, Synchronicity's secret is that it uses a code built uniquely from your life. Your memories, emotions, experiences, it's customized to you. Think of it as a cosmic text in symbols holding immense personal meaning. Synchronicity meets you where you are, with what you need, through glimmers resonating with your soul. You aren't just navigating a cold world. You're living inside a responsive system. Now, our brains excel at pattern recognition. That is a survival skill. And this could lead us to seeing patterns where none exist, influenced by confirmation bias. We might want an event to be a sign, and so we interpret it that way. The key: how do we tell when our minds are creating connections versus the universe sending a genuine signal? This requires your internal compass, a concept explored by the father of modern synchronicity research. So, who is this? Who opened the door to this hidden language in the modern world, despite immense skepticism? Carl Jung, a brilliant, respected psychologist. He worked with Freud but saw more to the mind than hidden hangups. Jung coined the term synchronicity to describe meaningful coincidences that link inner and outer worlds and suggest that reality is more interconnected than we think. He wasn't seeking the paranormal, he was a scientist of the psyche. But his patients were reporting impossible coincidences, perfectly timed life events, causing shifts or breakthroughs in therapy. The scientific world dismissed these as chance or delusion, but Jung, with his deep understanding of the mind, saw a pattern beyond random noise. It felt intentional. So he meticulously documented thousands of cases, noting external events alongside his patients' inner states, dreams, and life contexts, and found correlations that couldn't be ignored. He observed that these moments clustered during thresholds, major life changes, crises, or deep inner work. They appeared when people were most vulnerable, open, or searching, as though a communication system activated precisely when guidance was needed. The data pointed to a cosmic communication system operating through symbols, timing, and emotional weight to help guide our consciousness. And this next idea risked his reputation. Jung realized that by paying attention and actively noticing and engaging with these moments seemed to increase their frequency. The more he and his patients explored the meaning, the clearer and more relevant synchronicities became. It was as if the physical world and individual minds weren't separate, but woven together, actively participating in support of personal growth. And this suggested a wild possibility: that awareness isn't just observing reality, but actively interacting with it, co-creating these meaningful moments and challenging the objective reality assumed by classical science. Now, this scientific establishment, rooted in a materialist view, wasn't ready for this. Critics called it mysticism. Colleagues questioned his sanity. Journals rejected his papers outright. But Jung, trusting his observations, didn't back down. He knew that he had found something fundamental in this world, and he had evidence that defied statistical probability and conventional explanation. Then he even brought in a heavyweight from physics, Nobel laureate Wolfgang Pauli. Pauli, a brilliant scientist at the forefront of quantum mechanics, was equally fascinated and troubled by unexplained phenomena, including his own uncanny effect on the lab equipment. Look into that, it's called the Pauli effect. Pauli believed Jung's acausal connecting principles, meaningful connections without physical cause, hinted at an underlying order where mind and matter aren't separate, but fundamentally linked aspect of a unified reality. Their collaboration, though challenging, was groundbreaking. They explored parallels between quantum physics, where observation influences reality, and synchronicity, attempting to bridge subjective mind and objective matter. Their work didn't yield a unified theory, but it pushed boundaries, foreshadowing modern explorations into the nature of reality and consciousness. Jung's breakthrough was an understanding of why these moments felt intensely personal. He called it the collective unconscious, a shared universal reservoir of human experience, archetypes, and symbolism underlying individual minds. Synchronicity, he proposed, was this vast collective unconscious acting somewhat as an organism, expressing itself through resonant symbols and events personally tailored to each individual's life. This explained why these moments felt less like random chance and more like a precise message from your deepest self or the universe, echoing back that shared psychic bedrock. Jung showed us, through rigor and courage, that reality might be far more intelligent and deeply connected to us than the materialist view allowed. And this profound idea leads us to a fascinating question that modern science still grapples with. So, Carl Jung mapped synchronicity and saw that paying attention seemed to amplify it. Jung and Pauli hinted at a mind-matter connection. But if this hidden language, this link, is operating, how does it travel? How does it physically get through to us? What is the mechanism behind these meaningful alignments registering in our consciousness? What if your brain isn't just a biological machine processing external data, but a sophisticated receiver, picking up a broadcast from a deeper layer of reality that science is only now perceiving? Latest research in neuroscience and consciousness hints at a potential capacity that's hardwired right into your biology. Researchers are exploring this, watching brains during experiences perceived as meaningful or intuitive using technologies like EEG and fMRI. They find intriguing correlations. The brain seems to prepare for these moments, shifting operational states to become more receptive. Before a powerful synchronicity or accurate intuition, brain activity shifts from busy, fragmented patterns to slower, more coherent waves, like those seen in meditation or moments of profound creative flow. In these states, our usual sensory filters seem to open wider. Is the brain potentially tuning into a different frequency, becoming less bound by linear perception and more receptive to subtle signals or patterns that are usually filtered out? We're still looking. But this suggests that your brain isn't just a passive observer of a random world. It might be actively engaged in this reality and communicating not through conventional signals, but patterns and resonance with our inner state. Research shows that when you feel a genuine synchronicity, brain areas for pattern spotting, emotion processing, and flagging personal significance show increased activity. Your neural network registers meaningful information over random noise. I mean, how else could this acausal information get through? Your nervous system could be picking up subtle cues, faint signals from an interconnected reality that your conscious mind usually discards. Your brain filters millions, billions of inputs, prioritizing immediate needs and survival. But during moments of heightened awareness or receptive brain states, these filters might be more open and let crucial data that is admittedly outside of the materialist model surface as meaningful coincidence or intuition. This is cutting edge territory in science and philosophy and brings us to the hard problem of consciousness. It's the baffling mystery of how subjective experience, the feeling of being you, arises from physical matter. Why does processing information feel like something? Could synchronicity, this meaningful link without a physical cause, be a clue to that mystery? If meaningful coincidence feels tailor-made, is consciousness more fundamental, powerful, and integrated into the universe than we thought? What if your consciousness isn't a localized brain byproduct, but important threads knit into the whole of the universe itself? These theories propose that awareness has a non-local quality and perhaps relates to quantum entanglement, particles that mirror each other across any distance, as if connected. If consciousness has this non-local reach, it could allow your consciousness to resonate with distant events, orchestrating meaningful alignments. This is speculative and engaging directly with the hard problem, but consistent presence of synchronicity, documented by Jung and noted by Pauli among many others throughout time, hints that consciousness isn't just a biological product, but a fundamental interconnected aspect of reality. If it is that fundamental, what else is possible for you in the real world beyond a theory? What if your brain is potentially tuning into a deeper reality? If that's true, what happens when you consciously lean into it? What shifts occur when you start living in dialogue with this hidden system? The core impact is profound. A deep sense of existential security. Life stops feeling like random events happening to you. It transforms into a conversation that you're an active participant in. You shift from feeling isolated to feeling connected and supported by existence itself. This isn't about ditching your rational mind to see signs everywhere. It's the opposite. Engaging with synchronicity sharpens your discernment. You process information by blending logic and intuition, getting better at sensing the genuine signal beneath the background noise. It cultivates wisdom that truly integrates mind and matter. Beyond a philosophical idea, conscious engagement sparks tangible change, creating positive ripple effects in your life. People that embrace synchronicity report striking shifts, reduced anxiety from feeling alone, stronger relationships through shared uncanny experiences, and positive turns in career or creative projects as unexpected opportunities appear precisely when needed. It's like stepping onto a more aligned path, less a trudging uphill battle, and more being encouraged to swim alongside a guiding, flowing current. And relationships can gain a magical dimension. Meeting people starts to feel orchestrally arranged. You'll notice the uncanny way individuals arrive bearing the exact lessons or support needed at the right time. It's possible to layer recognition, gratitude, and connection onto your relationships through these synchronicities. And for creators, it's like gaining an invisible collaborator. Got a creative block? A detail catching your eye, or an overheard phrase, or an unexpected encounter could spark the exact idea you need. Synchronicity becomes this potent wellspring and a reminder that you're not creating all alone, but in active partnership. And reality is here to help you with your expression. And don't forget that undeniable physical confirmation. Chills, energy, the moment when genuine synchronicity lands. Scientists explore this as the body's meaning detection system. Your autonomic nervous system, instinctual and ancient, recognizes significance faster than your logical mind. Your body confirms this is real. Pay attention. This physical resonance is key to your guidance. And perhaps the most profound ripple effect, a deep calm settling in, especially during challenges. Life is still going to have difficulties, but you'll have the room to approach them from a wider perspective and the inner support of being on your own side. Feeling a helpless victim of random luck starts to fade, and you become an observer of deeper patterns and embedded lessons. It's knowing you're held by something more than your individual self and living with purpose in the midst of undeniable personal reminders that you're connected and a deeper intelligence is at play with guidance available and participating with you. This transformation fosters existential security, like we mentioned earlier. It's a deep sense that existence supports growth and it supports a positive feedback loop. Trust opens perception, and perception reveals more guidance, and more guidance builds greater trust, deepening the connection. And this upward spiral makes life feel meaningful, supported, purposeful, and participatory consciousness, co-creating an experience by aligning with larger patterns. But how do you truly know when it's a genuine message and not just your mind seeing patterns? This distinction is key. The clearest guide isn't really your logic, but your emotional compass, that undeniable internal feeling that bypasses linear thought. And that's going to be your most reliable signal. Two people can see the same random number or animal. For one, it's nothing. And for the other, it hits with an electric charge. feeling deeply personally significant. The difference isn't the event, it's the resonant feeling inside. Genuine synchronicity arrives with a distinct emotional energy, a quiet sense of deep rightness or profound recognition. Forced interpretations will lack this. They require mental effort to fit a pattern. Your embodied emotions and intuition are surprisingly discerning here. We're wired for logic, but meaningful coincidences operate differently. They speak straight to your deeper knowing, your gut feeling, your ancient instincts. Trying to force them into logical boxes before acknowledging the internal resonance misses the core message that your soul and body instantly recognize. It's not intellectual first. It's a pull in your gut, a sudden expansion in your chest, that clear click in your bones. And here's the crucial test: genuine synchronicity lands with you. It arrives with an undeniable, effortless certainty. It's not something that you have to force or overthink. You could be staring straight at something random, trying to figure out what it might mean, twisting it into a sign that you want. That's your mind, possibly influenced by confirmation bias, trying to create meaning that's not your deeper system, spontaneously recognizing a message. And the difference is palpable. Did you feel that instantaneous jolt of recognition and quiet certainty right away? Or are you spending mental energy trying to connect forced dots? Real synchronicity feels less like a complex puzzle and more like a sudden, clear knowing. Easy, right, resonant, not strained or forced. And your compass will point straight to it before logic ever sees it. And some studies are starting to explore measurable physical differences. Genuine synchronicity shows subtle heart rate changes, brain activity in meaning and emotion areas, and forced interpretations, physiological silence. Your body has a detector, and that signal is clear if you listen. Here's an example of a contrast. You desperately want a new job. You see a car plate, job open. What? You might try to make it a sign. Sounds like one. Does it land with quiet certainty, or is it driven by the anxiety of really needing that paycheck? Compare that to feeling kind of lost about your career, and you run into an old friend who, out of nowhere, tells you about a job opening at their company that's perfect for you. You get chills and that sense of rightness. That's the difference between trying to find a sign and the sign finding you. And don't forget about timing. It can also boost the significance. The same event is meaningless on Tuesday, but hits with a weight during a crisis. Like Jung observed, synchronicity seems most apparent when your consciousness is open and searching for guidance. There's not a synchronicity dictionary. It's a code, and it's built from your own life, your experiences, your memories, your emotions. These symbols are holding your meaning. If this is a pivotal moment and it's vibrating, acknowledge it. It could be a carefully calibrated guide. Okay, so we've been over it. The emotional compass is key, but how do you use it? How do you step into a relationship with this responsive reality? What can you do with synchronicity? This isn't about strict rules. It's a subtle, powerful shift in how you engage with reality, opening to a playful exploration of a vivid connection that's already yours. Actively cultivate it. Think about the possibilities in a gentle, kind of what if I tried sort of a way. Here's a simple but powerful opening. Just simply practice being present. Synchronicity nudges at the periphery in quiet details. It's tough to catch the clues if you're lost in distraction. Intention and action flourish in a space you create by noticing your life fully right here. Maybe put the phone down and walk Go outside, take in the world, textures, colors, faces, a billboard that catches your eye. Listen with open curiosity, using your whole body. Create space for the subtle without forcing it. Next, try to experiment with trust. Forget blind faith. Try on the possibility that reality is responsive and working in your favor. Some call this pronoia as opposed to paranoia. Instead of things are working against you, they're working for you. And then observe what unfolds. If something arises, a coincidence that feels like more, or your emotional body drops into quiet certainty, act on it, even on a small scale, and then just observe. This can strengthen your integrated reasoning that blends your body into your logic. It's a personal experiment. It can guide your inner signal to surprising and meaningful outcomes. You could consider keeping track. No formal journal needed, but a quick voice memo, a note in your phone, scribble on paper, then keep it in a box. The power is in pausing to acknowledge the moment. Briefly capture what felt important, like what happened, the symbol, the emotions, sensations, the life context. Remember, it doesn't have to come from anywhere else. This language is yours. And just listen to that inner resonance, the quiet knowing over generalized interpretations. Your compass is calibrated for you. This cultivation and tending, it's moving on from striving. Give yourself space to soften those filters we were talking about and try out trust. You have an innate capacity to perceive deeper connections, shifting from feeling separate to feeling profoundly, playfully connected to existence. So we began by asking, what if everyday coincidences could be more than random chance? And the mystery of synchronicity opens a transformative possibility. Maybe you're not a passive observer. You're an active, dynamic participant in a vast, intelligent dialogue. Existence isn't just happening to you. It's a rich conversation unfolding all around, and you are equipped to understand it. Your greatest tool isn't external. It's your conscious awareness, a willingness to tune in and pause when something feels significant, and to feel the resonance, the chills, warmth, that knowing in your body and your heart. It's that flicker whispering, hey, it's real, pay attention, and actually paying attention. It's not going to remove your challenges, but shifting your perspective from isolation to support could be all the difference you need. So step out with curious eyes and an open heart. Practice presence, experiment with trust, and note what you notice. Reality, with its subtle nudges, is waiting to reveal more just for you. To go deeper, like, subscribe, and sign up for notifications. Follow on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And check out thefuturelore.com for our free community and links to us at The Future Lore, no spaces, everywhere. Thanks for tuning in, my loves. And remember, embrace the mysterious and stay curious.
In the future lore, we stand so bright. Mystery calls in the dark of night. quantum stars. We are the seekers of worlds untold. With every step, our hearts unfold. Mystery guides us beyond the door. Now open to the future, Lord. While seeking wisdom, ever break the chain. Chasing stories through the astral plane. Ancient rhythms in digital frames. The spark of love grows into flames. Beyond the veil, where visions soar, curiosity finds what lies in store. Mystery waves through space and time. Joyful hearts in